It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.
Yo, man. Oh, Miss Rusty. What's up, everyone? Welcome to podcast number 2 for today, the Public Access Podcast, the podcast here on the Quantum Global Broadcast Network, QGBN. I'm your host, Rusty Diamond. And yeah, check out other shows on the network, such as When the Gloves Come Off, the Thinking Man's Pro Wrestling Podcast, This Is It with Lizzie, and Saved by the Ben. And the show is brought to you by Fred Ben Savage as Fuck, Stoneries Productions, Hardcore Entertainment, Hypnosis is Great, and SuckEmUp.org. And before we get into our show, just got word that Pee Wee Herman is dead. So that fucking sucks. I don't know how many years I dressed up as Pee Wee Herman as a kid for Halloween, or probably not even for Halloween, just for the hell of it. So yeah, man, that's a fucking bummer. I guess he had cancer, so shout out to Pee Wee Herman. Well, I guess I can't shout out to him since he's dead. So, so like, yeah, man, go watch something with Pee Wee in it today. Do yourself a favor. And so, I don't know. So I'm talking about Pee Wee Herman now on this podcast with my special guest who is right here, right now. We have Tina Hoang coming on here. And right here, right now, here she comes, maybe. There she is. There she is. Okay. How are you doing, Tina?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me, Rusty. I really appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for being on here. Yeah, just side note, I was just going through, got a message that that Pee Wee Herman is dead. I don't know what that means to you, but
Yes.
yeah, I guess he had cancer or something for 6 years and
Shit.
didn't tell anyone. Yeah, so that's kind of a messed up way to start an interview, but I don't know. Like I was a really big Pee Wee fan, so it was.
Oh my
I,
goodness.
I wanted to bring it up to kind of see what was going on, and yeah. So I was there.
Holy
Late
shit.
breaking news. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't a big Pee Wee fan, but I did watch his movies. And
Sure.
when I was younger, I was like, he was like, and right now, like how I react when I hear news, like there's no words. I'm just all in my feels, and like I have no words. I'm just like, fuck, shit, really? He
Yeah.
died? Holy damn it.
That's
Wait,
kind
how
of
do
where
you
I
feel
was.
about this?
And,
Wait, how do you feel about this? Right now, I'm still processing, so I can't really, there's
oh,
nothing right now. So,
I'm still processing. I went. I mean, first thing I did was I told my I have friends that um I don't know, we're both like, pretty big Pee Wee Herman fans. Like there's a few of them, and yeah, I have a friend, she has like a Pee Wee Herman tattoo,
she
and
died? What?
yeah,
That's so
yeah,
cool. Wait, is it
yeah.
a small one or like a big or?
I mean, it's not big. It's, probably, I don't know, yeah, that big. It's not big. Like,
The size of a tennis ball, maybe.
yeah, the size of a tennis ball. It's not like a big mural on her back, or
It's like,
some, or
and everyone, I love Pee Wee Herman. I'm just like,
maybe it might be the next one. Now that he's dead, it can be. I might need a new tattoo. I don't know. I don't know if I'd go that far, but yeah, I mean, I when I was a kid, I dressed up as him, dressed up as him, for
I mean,
Halloween at least.
that's our dream, right? To dress with him everywhere we
Yeah,
went, just like tight suit and like walk in a certain way, like
yeah.
you
You
know.
got the bow tie, and I mean it was a thing, and so yeah, yeah, it's kind of a interesting thing, but um,
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, I don't know. That it kind of threw me for a loop, and it was like right as I was about to start going, and I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, okay, all right, that's where it's going." But yeah.
wow.
So man, so I mean, what kind of when you were growing up, what kind of movies, or were there any people you really enjoyed watching? Anything like that?
Let's see. When I was younger, what did I even watch? I was more of a PBS kid. I was
Okay.
mostly watching that. I don't remember much of the movies I watched. I mean, my family and I, we went to go, but the more prominent of like being at home and watching TV. I remember watching, well, growing up, of course, I watched Barney.
Oh yeah.
The big dinosaur. People have a lot of controversies behind that right now. Or not right now, but I think I heard about it where it's like, he's not supposed to be purple. Or like he's bright pink or something. I remember there was something about that. I watched that. I also watched a lot of like Arthur
Oh yeah.
and
Okay.
Dragon Tales, Sailor Moon. I think also Ninja Turtles at one point. Not Dragon Ball Z. I think there was, or maybe that was in like Cartoon Network, Toonami. I think I was like, I
Oh
used,
okay.
yeah. And there was, what else did I watch? I watched too many shows. I'm a movie and TV fanatic. Well,
Oh
okay, maybe not fanatic, more like addict. More like
okay.
addict. I don't follow through with everything. I just watch it, enjoy it, okay, move on. Watch it, enjoy it, then move on. It's
No, not watching it over and over and over.
no, there were a few shows now I will watch it, rewatch it, but no, I wouldn't rewatch it
What's it
any.
take for you to rewatch a show?
I think it's something that has to make me laugh a lot. And so far, like the ones, not when I was younger, like middle school, whatever, but like now I would watch, um, I rewatch Jane the Virgin. She was on Netflix.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and that was with Gina Rodriguez. And I don't know, but just that whole telenovela kind of situation, I'm just like laughing my ass off for that. And
Yeah.
and that's pretty much like one of the only shows that I rewatched so far. I was like surprising myself. Like I never watched anything, rewatch anything. And so now I finally want to watch it again. I'm like, shit, am I changing? Am I like not the same person I was before? I don't know, something like that. So do you want like, so what are some of yours? I'm
I
curious.
mean, I've rewatched a lot of things, and I mean the ones I've watched a lot. And I haven't watched very much as far as a wide variety of shows or movies, but the ones I have seen, I've seen
What have you watched?
many, many times. I mean, for instance, even I bet I've seen Pee Wee's Big Adventure at least 50 times. Um,
Mhm.
Big Top Pee Wee probably at least 20 times. Um, I mean,
I'm
I've
surprised.
probably watched what's
I'm surprised you don't have like artwork around your room of like Pee Wee, Pee Wee, Pee
I
Wee
did when I
Herman.
was growing up.
You
I
did?
had a
Was it like
doll.
on your?
Yeah, I had a doll. I had like a window thing, like a uh, I don't know. It's not a what do you call it? Like it's not a sticker because it can like peel off, but it's
Mhm.
not a magnet. I don't know what, like a, I don't know, the thing you put on on there, and then yeah, I had the doll with the cord that you pull, and then it
Yeah.
goes and says stuff until it starts just going and making that noise. And that's what it does now. I think it's still at my mom's house. I bet I still have that there, but yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot of stuff I held on to once. I don't know.
Wait,
Like I
did you have like a for example a Pee Wee Herman um figurine or something like maybe sleep with or maybe or like was that when you were really young or was it more elementary or middle school? I don't
um
know.
it was probably more elementary school. I wasn't sleeping with him, but
What do
he
you
was
put before?
around
You're like Pee Wee, hello, Rusty. Don't be so.
sometimes. Sometimes, and that might have to happen now with I mean, now you can. Now you can make whatever you want. There's not really any limits to anything you can make anymore,
Yeah.
which is odd. And I talk about this a lot, and I'm always back and forth on it with AI and all that. I don't know. I'm I'm like so against it being 40, but like at the same time, I'm like, I'm on this cusp of everything needs to stay old. And like I'm really fascinated by this and I want to see how much cool stuff can come of it and what people are going to start doing with it. But I don't know. It's a hard one to
No,
really figure out. But I mean,
yeah. No, I understand on that too. That when the AI came out, I was like really questionable about it first. I was like, what is this? What? How? Literally, you just say like, for example, GDP. I was just putting like something I want, and it gave me like three or four pages of things that I could use, and I'm like, where's my just trying to figure out. Like I was talking to many friends, they're talking to me about where's the creativity at behind that. Like you're letting something else do your work,
right.
and then just like where are you going to get the creativity of like creating your own? Like you're not really creating your own, you're just putting it what you want, here you go. And then yeah, they're giving you ideas, but your brain is just like one stop shop, just like stops, and it's not really turning. So like I'm the same thing with you too. I'm like really old school, but like we need to do things the hands on like hard way. Let's do this versus giving the easy way out. But I don't know. I'm still, like you said, like kind of like teeter-tottering between the two. Of like, do I want to continue moving this over or nah?
Yeah,
I don't
because I
know.
mean, now is yeah, you just have to get to the right prompt. And that's
Yeah.
as far as you need to go as far as coming up with your plan. You don't need to really go much past that. I mean, pretty much everything I do, I can hand off right now to AI and have AI do it for me, and probably a month or two be doing everything I'm doing better than I am, and it's kind of a hard thing to accept. Um, which yeah, all the time I'm always thinking about it, and like if I want to do, I've had someone on here talk to me about getting this podcast into like a business funnel to be able to sell a course, you
Mm.
know, kind of a thing. And then, but as far as making a course, ChatGPT, you plug it in, you say what your subject is, and you say make me a course.
Yep. And
Comes
then like
all out.
I know, and I think I also seen like for like Instagram and so forth, where if you want to create content for a whole month, you just write a prompt, like one little prompt, and it'll tell you 30 things per day, what you would say per day to kind of entice all these followers to go through. And no, yeah, it's what? Like
Yeah.
that's how powerful AI is. It's I don't know.
Yeah, it's uh I mean, especially for, I don't know, because I feel like a lot of people are using it,
Mm-hmm.
and people writing books, and or TV shows or
Yeah.
movies or uh, music.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wait, are your people in your circle like they're using AI a lot too, or not so
Not a
much?
lot. A lot of people I talk with and are friends with are pretty against it. I'm probably the one who's
Like
furthest
me.
to like, I'll use it, um, which is weird. Which is weird. But I assume that, I don't know. Maybe
Wait,
it's like
why
one
is
of those
it
things like
weird?
computers.
Like,
Because
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's gonna be like computers, and it's just gonna be like the people who are against it are just eventually just gonna become like, it's gonna be everything we do has to deal with it. And I don't know.
is it like we're gonna become our parents and we're like at that stage now? Like everything, why is everything changing right now? Like we want the same thing, and then we're at this age. We're like, we need to change, follow through. Like,
Yeah, I think so. Because uh it was probably pretty close to the same time that computers weren't really starting to come up when my parents were about my age now. But I mean, there were computers there and people are starting to use them. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe we are becoming our parents
yeah, because I'm
and
like right
just,
now, my mom, it's like she's still straying away from computers. She's um she's still asking me like, hey Tina, I don't know, how to do my taxes online. I don't know how to like find. I don't know how to buy something online. Like, can you help me? And I'm like, it's like, mom, here, and it's like every single week. It's the same process of like, what do people come down to? Is like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with AI. I don't want to do this. But when we get older too, we get to that mindset of like, hey son, hey daughter, I don't know, like I don't want, it's all that kind of thing. It's
probably,
I know.
probably. I mean,
Yeah.
it's, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff with that where I'm just like, it's
Yeah.
just like way over my head. And, gotta, and I don't really hang out with people that are, young enough that will understand how to do this stuff. So yeah,
Yeah, no,
it's,
me either. I don't either. When I when I see like the people who are in their early 20s, I just look and it's like, I don't understand. I don't want to understand. Like, I don't understand. I
yeah,
don't want to understand it. I'm just like, I'm good. I this is all confusing. All the and I'm like all the social media stuff. It's just not. Even though I have my own podcast and I do it too. It's just the social medias. I, I just want to be like hands off. Like, can someone else do it for me? There's too
yeah,
many going on. Like how like TikTok and Instagram, like people do all these trending reels and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't want to do any of this stuff. I just want to create content one way, and then that's good for me.
yeah. I'm with you on that one.
And
Yeah, especially when uh a lot of people were at home for, a year or two, whatever.
yes,
Everyone was doing it. There was so many trend videos, and you start going through them and you start seeing everyone doing the same,
yeah,
whatever, same dance or, um, or years back with, there was, uh, the, there was this dance, I forgot what it was called, like where people would be doing something, just sort of like standing around, and then the beat drops, and then everyone starts doing these crazy dance. I don't know what it was called, the Harlem Shake. maybe.
Maybe the Harlem Shake. Well, the Harlem Shake is really old. The song is really old.
Like maybe like 10 years old.
Yeah. No, I think that was in the 90s. I think that song was
Okay, so maybe it's not the Harlem Shake. Is it something Shake maybe? But
Shake It
I don't
Off by
know.
like Taylor Swift. That song, Shake It Off.
No, it was geez. I
I'm
wonder if I
curious.
can.
I'm
Let's
curious. I
see
mean,
it.
I've seen it. Like, there's been where they would just certain dance. Like, I don't know. I just look
Oh,
at
yeah, okay, yeah.
it.
This is the Harlem Shake. Okay, let me pull this up here.
Yeah. Though they might go right to,
Like this, all a bunch of people doing a bunch of different things like that, and it was odd, and or else there was um there was the ice bucket challenge where for ALS,
Oh,
where
yes.
everyone would dump a bucket of ice over someone's head.
Oh, yeah. There
Um,
were so many trends of like, and there were some that were dangerous. Like, I think there was one dangerous one was eating a Tide Pod.
the Tide
I
Pod challenge.
remind. Oh,
Why? Why was that a thing? And
I
yeah, people were
don't.
dying.
Yes, kids were dying because
Kids
kids
were,
don't know.
yeah,
They don't
I
know
don't think adults were doing it. I don't know who the oldest person doing the Tide Pod challenge was, but
Oh my goodness. I mean, there's still some dangerous ones now too. And I don't know, it's just I don't know how, I mean, I can understand why like teenagers like follow the trend to fit in, you know?
yeah,
And I mean now like we're like, we don't need to do that. We're old enough. We're like, we don't need to do that. We don't need to
right,
fit in. We are our own person now. We
right.
know. And so, but it's just sad too, because the people, like you said, people die, like kids die just by just falling to be in this, and it's just getting, then the trends, they transition so much faster now. They used to like be a long time, and then it goes over to a new one, but it's like every week or every 2 weeks. It's like, okay, new song, a new dance. Okay, we're changing again and changing again, doing this, and then I don't know. I don't like keeping up with that. It's
Me
exhausting. It's
neither.
very exhausting. And I'm glad when I was younger, I did not follow that either. I was like, I think because I was like, that's exhausting. I was like, I don't want to do it. And so that
Yeah,
overpowered wanting to fit in with people, like, that's too much work.
yeah, all the
Yeah.
time. And
Yes.
once you're there, you don't stay there. You have to work to keep that spot of keep one upping, doing some weird
Uh,
whatever it is.
yeah. Wait, so do you also like for social media, do you, besides for work, besides for your podcast, like do you use social media a lot too,
I
or
hate
just
it.
like you hate it? Do you scroll?
I
I tend to scroll a lot, but
yeah,
I don't follow anything.
yeah. I mean, I scroll on some TikToks. I can get there sitting doing TikToks for a little while, but like I'm not going and doing. I think I've done maybe a few videos in the past like 4 years, but it's usually like I took a video of something that I was doing already and uploaded it to TikTok, where I probably uploaded it somewhere else too. But um I don't know. It just wasn't anything I enjoy. And then I have, so many, I don't know. I don't want to spend time on, Facebook or whatever, seeing everyone like whatever they're doing at this moment or what their opinion is on this or that. And I mean, I just, when everyone was staying home, a lot of people had a lot of time on their hands, and a lot of people put a lot of opinions into onto social media. And at that point, I unfollowed like everything, and all I was following was because I was doing some reselling and stuff at that time. So it was like had open like stuff for sale and that's all I would see on my feeds, and that was it. It was kind of nice. I didn't, didn't watch the news or pay any attention to what
Oh yeah,
everyone's opinions were, and
yeah,
yeah, TikTok. I didn't know what the trends were, but I start seeing, but then I'm going through TikTok, I see people doing this. I have to ask someone like, why are people doing this thing? And it's like, oh, here's this thing. Here's someone eating a Tide Pod. Or,
oh my goodness, that was,
yeah,
yeah,
I,
that was, oh my goodness, yeah, that was like, yeah, even during that time when I was, yeah, during that 2 years, roughly, I don't know, I think it's maybe extended to 2.5 years,
where
maybe.
were you? What part of the country were you in?
Oh, I was still here in California.
Oh, okay. So
Like that.
it was, yeah,
It was
very,
heavy,
it was, yeah.
very, very. But it was so funny because I thinking that I was wearing a mask the whole time, but it was, well, we were more like, hey, we're gonna wear it. We're gonna wear a mask. We're not gonna go out like doing everything. But I remember like during, it was a great time. I was like, it was bad for because of COVID, but
I
it's
loved it.
it was a great time to just be home because I think some of the friends that not the friends I made, but the friends that we played games like almost every night. We played like board games. We played
Oh,
Pokemon,
okay.
we played Tetris, we played categories, and it was just like the times when it started lifting, like the mask mandate, everything was lifting. Some of us reminisce like, oh, I miss those times where we just come together every night or every other night, something like that, like after work, and we
Yeah.
play together and we chat and then get together. And now it's more like everyone's doing their own thing, and it's just so fun because it's like board games. We're playing board game night,
Yeah.
every other night, and like those were the memories that we, even though it was nasty, of course, like nasty with pandemic and COVID, those memories like stayed. And yeah, because I remember one of my friends was like, yeah, like, oh, I miss those. Can we have one of those days again where you don't even have to be in person, just stay at your home and we play a game through online like this. And
Well,
so
why don't you start
yeah,
hosting, calling it COVID game night or something, or
yeah. Did you do anything with your friends during that time too?
no, I was living uh in Minnesota at that point, and my family's over in Oregon, and a lot of my friends are there too. So, um, I mean, I was just kind of, I don't know, at home,
Mm-hmm.
and but then also it didn't really. So I moved in April 2020 I was like in Minneapolis, and I moved down to southern Minnesota, right next to Iowa, which Iowa, which was like, what, I'm from Portland, Oregon. I'm like, why would I ever go to Iowa ever in my life? And
But always in the West Coast is like the West Coast is the best coast. Well, West or
right,
East, like where is in the middle,
yeah,
but
yeah. Once you start getting away from the oceans, people start getting a little funny, and
yes.
yeah, and I mean, I don't know, because yeah, Iowa didn't close down anything at all. No, there were no restrictions, no nothing. So I was a 15-minute drive from the border, so I could just go down there, and it was, like nothing changed at all, which was bizarre. But then, taking a flight to Oregon or to, some other places, yeah, just going back like, oh, what am I? This is so weird, and I don't know. Yeah, it was interesting seeing the vast differences of how everything kind of went. But I don't know. I got sick one time, but it was like for 2 or 3 days, and I just didn't feel hungry. That was kind of the extent of it. But yeah, you know.
I only got sick once too. But the thing is that I didn't know I was sick. I was
Yeah.
so oblivious to it. I thought, oh, I'm just regular sick.
Right.
Like
That's what I
having a sick. And then I decided to like, okay, I'm just gonna take a test to see. And then I took it and I was positive. But I was sick for 6 days
Oh,
before I
geez.
tested. Before I got tested. Before I tested.
Oh, okay.
So I was a super spreader on accident. So
Okay. Well, everyone got it though around you, and then so they were able to, you know, boost their
yeah, the issue was
immunity.
that I got it when I was in Europe.
Oh, dang. I think yeah, I heard that too. Got it in Europe and brought it back
Yep,
here. Yeah.
yep.
My mom did that. Same thing. And it's like, oh yeah, well,
No, for me, I had
yeah.
to. Well, mine, I got. Well, I didn't get it at the beginning, very beginning. I think I got it last year. Last year, yeah,
Yeah.
sometime last year.
When it came back for like a something other
Yeah,
one.
yeah, the
Yeah.
variant. There's
Yeah.
too many.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Some variant of something. That's when I got it too. And I was like,
yeah,
well, now what you gonna do?
right.
But where'd you go in Europe?
I went to. So I was celebrating my birthday. Just was like a solo trip for my birthday, and 2 weeks. So like I went to Amsterdam, and I don't know if you ever heard of King's Day before.
I have not.
So in Amsterdam on April 27th, Amsterdam, they that day is the day that they celebrate the king's birthday. I honestly don't know who's king. I mean, I know it's their king, but I don't know which one they're talking about. But pretty much every country around the Netherlands, they come to Amsterdam to celebrate, and that was their first opening since the pandemic, or like
Whoa.
reopening it, and it was so chaotically big. It was like I was like orange and black everywhere. That's the color. Orange was the color,
Yeah.
and everything was like sardine, everything. And I didn't know I landed on that when I booked the flight to go to Amsterdam. I'll never go again. But if someone wants to go, they should go and try it out, because it's like pretty much is a big party celebrating the king's birthday, and that's I think that's where I got it, because just being surrounded by so many people.
That makes
And
sense.
yeah, and I didn't know I got sick right after that. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm just sick. And so, and then I left to go, I went to all these other countries, and I was staying at a hostel. So I really, really spread it around everywhere until like when I got my results, I got it on my birthday. And I was
Oh.
like, and then I was pretty much telling myself, I was like, wow, I was like something like, today is such a positive day on my birthday. It was such a positive day because I got it on my birthday. And and I I just really, I don't know, just like kind of like that kind of thing where I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to stay another 4 days here in Europe, because I need to like,
Oh yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
retest myself and see if it's gone. So like I had to rebook my flight, which added another, I forgot how much, was like more than $500 for a one-way flight home, and was more than that. I don't know exactly, but definitely more than 500 to go home.
And then
I
more
had to,
hotel.
yeah, and you have to book a hotel and everything, and they didn't cover it, any of that. So I mean, I think I could. Back then, I didn't know my credit card could cover it,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's still valid now. If I could, I don't know. I mean, I could still try and call like, hey, so a year ago, blah 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 blah, and but it's possible. But yeah, so yeah, but it was great though, because I remember being in the hotel, like there was greenery in front of me. So like outside I could still see green. it was so funny too, because like on the flight home, I was flying to LAX, and LAX, oh, it was so sad. It was like all dirt, nasty, like all dead grass, all dead. I was like, I'm not happy to go home, but I guess I'm home now because it was so green. I love nature, so seeing greenery and everything like that, it just feels peaceful.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's why I was in Europe, just celebrating my birthday and the whole getting it on the third or fourth day being there, and then I was spreading it to every single person around me. It's even did I even wear no, I did not.
Your
So
birthday present for everybody. It's
yeah, it's
like
like
party
everyone can remember
favors.
me now. All the people
Yeah.
who was better to you can remember me now.
I remember Tina. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was nice. She was nice. And so then when you went solo. Do you usually go on vacation solo? Is that
Yes.
do you prefer going solo?
I prefer I prefer to go by myself. I mean, I tried in the beginning before I soloed. I would try with people, but I think I'm such a people pleaser that I tend to follow people's ideas, what they want, and if I say what I want and they're like, like you could feel it, and like I know that they don't want to do it. I'm just like, fine,
Yeah.
we'll do what you want, and I don't want to deal with that anymore. So I'd rather just travel by myself. Like I've been like the first trip I ever did was when I was 21. I went to New York, and all my friends and family were like, why are you going there? It's dangerous. People gonna kill you. All this. Da, da, da. And I'm just like, nah, it's okay. I'm gonna go. I mean, I was
Yeah.
initially scared, but once I got to New York, I was like, this is so fun. Doing this on myself, doing what I want. I can go
Yeah.
and you know.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, not having to worry about anybody else, or yeah, what they want to do. You got to do exactly what you want to do. If you get, and if you don't have that, well, I'm gonna try to do it. So, try to be a trooper or something. Like
Yeah.
when you don't want to do it, you're just like, oh, I'm done. That's it.
And
Yeah.
that's why solo traveling is so fun for me. Like, yeah, that's just my second trip international, I think. Yeah, my first international trip. Well, I don't know if I count Canada because it's right above us, but
It's
yeah,
still international.
yes. In a
Where'd you
way,
go?
yes. Technically, it still is. In Canada, I went to the east, in Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, and then I was solo, and then I went to Taiwan internationally too for 2 weeks. That was my graduation present. I was like, I'm just gonna go, and that was fun too. And I'll still want to travel to places solo right now, but of course, with like for me because of money right now, I'm not really going anywhere big yet. But the feeling of solo traveling just feels, as a woman too, many people are like, do not go. It's very dangerous. People are gonna kill you, gonna murder you, da 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 da, like you're gonna get really hurt and blah 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 blah. All these
Yeah.
worrisome, fearsome things. But when you know yourself and you can like what to do, what needs to be done, you stay
Yeah.
away from that, or you're strong enough to like, okay, I can do this myself. And that's me. Like I know my boundaries of like what is my surroundings. Like for example, I wouldn't go through a dark alley by myself. I know
Right.
that. Who would? I don't think like not just women, but I think any person like, why would you go through a dark alley? There could be someone just like monster could like just like kick you in the ass and then that, you know?
Right. And yeah, it may as well just keep to where there's some street lights and
Yeah.
yeah, and I don't know, yeah,
Have you ever
it's
solo traveled anywhere? Like you like or with people? Or you're more of a person or a companion traveler?
usually I'm by myself
Mhm.
for it's probably about half, but I don't know, maybe half somewhere in there. But I've done a lot where it's just me, and then even just like airports, airplanes, just being by yourself too is nice. It's
Yeah.
real nice. And yeah, I don't know. Go in, yeah, and then yeah, wherever you want to eat, you want to go and eat at the same place 4 times.
Yep. Why
That's
not?
okay.
No one's there to judge you. And if
Yeah,
they tell you, if they judge you, just say fuck off. Let me do my thing.
yeah. I probably won't see you ever again in my life.
Yeah. Wait, do you have a place that you like where you traveled alone? Like, what's your favorite?
Ooh.
And would you go again to?
Oh, that I've traveled alone. I don't even know.
You went to so
Um,
many, you're like, I don't know which one.
yeah, I don't know which one. Um, I don't know. I did enjoy traveling, like driving through the Midwest by myself. That was kind of cool. I did it right before I moved. So I was like, I don't know when I'm gonna be back over here, and I'm here close now, so may as well do it. I don't know, that might be my favorite. I like to go somewhere, I don't know. I wouldn't mind doing somewhere out of the country. I don't know if I've ever gone out of the country by myself. I've always been with someone,
I mean, it can also
which,
benefit
yeah,
you the language too, sometimes depending on like what language you speak versus what they speak. There's that barrier too, could be. Sometimes
yeah.
you don't go.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind that. It's I'm fine, especially yeah, if I'm by myself. If I'm with someone else, I feel like I have to, make sure everything's all right. And
Yeah.
like you said, you know yourself. I know me. I know what I can and can't do, and what's going to put me in the right place. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, so what about the road trip through the Midwest that you really liked a lot?
I think it was just like going and stopping at stupid places, like that. I don't know if I was with someone I wouldn't be able to go to, or even um, like I went to a number of graveyards and stuff, and like, who am I gonna,
Yes.
who's gonna be like, oh, I want to go to the graveyard with you, and I don't know, that was cool. And then yeah, I got to I don't know. I guess I did go to Toronto by myself, so I guess that is kind of out of the country.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. It's I would like going somewhere again where I don't have people speaking the same language as me. I don't know. I think I could get behind that again, but I've
Where would
never. I don't know. I really want to. There's a lot of places in Europe and Asia I still want to go. I've never been anywhere in Europe. Um, I like to check that out, but I feel like I don't know. That's so. Like I've when what like 4 or 5 years ago, uh, when I moved from Portland, uh, was under the impression that this job was going to have like um, turn into like an expat job and end up in either China or Taiwan. And but then COVID hit, and then that job went away. And I don't know. Like, oh, I enjoyed China a lot. That was a fun one.
oh wait, so you traveled there?
Yeah, I went there like 6 years ago, I think. Went for a
Oh,
couple weeks.
oh nice.
That
Wait,
was
was it for like work or just
just for
travel?
fun. Just yeah, yeah. That was a fun one. It was. it was interesting. Like looking like I did was kind of I very much I learned what what American and white guy was pretty quickly. Learn that. But I mean,
What
what
like being as being as a white guy in China, like what was it known? How was it when you were in China doing being
it
a
was
white guy?
great. I loved it. Um, uh, I don't know. I felt like I was. Everyone seemed really nice to me, which was cool. I didn't have any problems with anyone. Like or I didn't feel like anyone was trying to get one over on me or anything. And it's just maybe they were, but it didn't seem that way to me. And um, even in Hong Kong was like that was pretty pretty wild. It was so like so many people there. Like uh but I don't know, I'm not like with a lot of crowds and stuff, like I'm not great with that, but I could see over everyone. So that made me feel a little better. Like because I didn't feel like I was in
Are
the
you at least like at least like over at least 6 feet? I mean, actually, I
yeah,
mean, oh,
yeah,
oh yes.
yeah. So
That
that was kind of nice. But um yeah, and like yeah, rode around on a moped for a while, and then I came back and I ended up having to get one. But I just I don't know, like I really wanted to go back there, but it was just because yeah, I went like farther in. I didn't really stay by the cities too much,
Hmm.
um, which was cool.
So you went to the countryside mostly?
Yeah, yeah. Which was for at least half of it. I was out in the countryside. I didn't really want to leave the countryside.
Wait, why
Um,
why couldn't you I mean, of course, like you go will drive back or take him back to the airport. How come you couldn't stay more in the countryside?
um, because I had to eventually get down because the tickets that I had or that we had were knew we had to eventually be like we started in Beijing and eventually had to get down to Hong Kong. And so whatever way we went, had to eventually get there before a certain time. And so
Go for the flight to go home
for
or
yeah, because then we took a flight back from Hong Kong up to Beijing and then flew out from Beijing.
oh wait, how come you couldn't fly from
Don't know. I got some crazy deal. And
I see.
so
I mean, I would do that too. I'd be like, oh what, $500?
yeah.
Do so many ways and go back.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
it's like, oh man, I just went kind of everywhere. But
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah. And I really liked I don't like I don't know. I like bargaining for stuff. You don't really do that much here.
Not so much.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I don't know why. I don't know what it was about it. It was just there's something fun. But um, yeah, I don't know. What about you? Where would you like to go if you were gonna go somewhere and you have a solo trip coming up? Where would you want to go?
Well, the next one will either be
Hmm.
Brazil
Oh,
or New Zealand, because well, Brazil, I want to go for the carnival,
oh yeah.
one of them, and then New Zealand because I want to. I believe this is the highest, but I'm not too sure. But the highest bungee jump in the world. So like
Whoa.
the top of the mountain or wherever it is, and then be that doing that. or just any kind of thrill-seeking activities that New Zealand have. Because I heard there's a lot more than just that, and so I want to do that and just explore different countries right now, just pretty much anywhere. I would go back to Europe again and see the other countries I haven't seen. And like, for example, I haven't seen Italy, I haven't seen Greece, Germany, Poland, like the east of, I've been to a lot on the west side, but not much
Yeah.
on the, so I definitely want to check that out. And then, yeah, just like want to just visit anywhere that I can, even Central America too. But that would be nice, so like Belize, Guatemala, Nicaragua, or even South America. You know, like just pretty much anywhere and everywhere I could go, despite people saying, "Oh, it's dangerous." I'm just gonna go.
Yeah. That's
And
what they say
if
about
I,
Mexico too.
yeah, I would definitely go there too. It just depends on, um, it just depends on, well, right now, like I said, money. So
Yeah.
I can gather money and it's like, okay, I'm just gonna go. And yeah, I would just go anywhere I can because I love traveling. I think there was one point last year I was trying to save up money and I didn't travel for 4 months. That was like I was dying inside to get more, like do something, go somewhere. And I finally went. I think I finally went to go. I went to Denver finally,
Oh, okay. What'd you do in Denver?
just exploring. I never been to Colorado, so I just went. And I liked it a lot being there. And so just checking out the newer city, some of the cities. I also checked out the national parks there too. And so yeah, just seeing something different and not seeing the same thing. I think like for food, I don't mind eating the same food all the time.
Yeah.
Things that I like eating the same food, but like visually seeing something, it has to be new. It has to be new all the time and traveling to different places, even taking a road trip to an hour, 2 hours away to get something out of here versus the I need variety in that kind of sense. And so
So do you do the Tijuana ever? Do you
I
ever
have
go to Tijuana?
I haven't
Is
done
that
it.
nothing you want to do?
Not that I don't want to do, I just don't I'd rather fly in than drive. Even though it's like it's really close for me, I don't want to. I'd rather just fly in. Go to New Mexico, actually, not Tijuana, but go straight to New Mexico. What? New Mexico? It's a state. Mexico City.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like high,
yeah,
like high elevation up there in
yeah,
Mexico City,
yeah. I
like
definitely want to go.
Denver. Yeah.
Yes. Or just honestly, it could be anywhere. I mean, when I went to Denver, it was really nice too. I I'm also like a big fan of like the national parks, so that's also one of my goals too. To just go as many as I can in the United States. I went to a few in Canada too, and they were gorgeous
Where'd
too.
you over on the East Coast?
Um, the middle of Canada, like Banff. I went
Oh,
to
okay,
yeah, I went to
Alberta.
Jasper. Yeah, Alberta. Yeah, out in Alberta.
Oh,
So like they were gorgeous. I was like on cloud nine for so long being there. Nature is really anything present. So like animals, nature, something about it makes me feel grounded and calm. And so I just want to do that more often for myself. And so, yeah, and then that's also like feeling grounded of traveling by myself too, feeling that I can think for myself and not have to worry about anyone else but myself right now. And so,
do you
yeah.
ever do camping and stuff by yourself out in nature, or is that not? Are you just in nature during the day and go home and or go to a hotel kind of a thing? That's kind of
I
how
done,
I
well,
am.
actually, I've done all of that. I've done
Okay.
where stayed at a hotel and then go travel for like the nature. I tried, I tried, not because I was scared. Well, I was scared, but the weather was horrible. Like it was super windy I went camping with just me and my dog.
Yeah. What kind of dog do you have?
I have a mini Schnauzer mix.
Cool.
yeah, he's 14 right now. So I'm just like, let's go, honey. Let's do this shower, just us two. And so well, not him, but like when I went camping, I booked a 2 night and I was like, okay, let's just do this. Let's just go and be in nature for now, just us two. But then it was so windy, I got scared because we were in a tent. So wind at night, it was like rustling as if I'm going through a hurricane or a typhoon, and I just didn't feel safe in that regard. So I went home early. It was very close by to home, so it wasn't a long drive. It wasn't like a waste of a drive to get there. But I would definitely do it again during a time that's better than the time that I chose. So, but yeah, like I'm down to do anything by myself as long as I don't tell the people that I know will tell me to not do it. And then
Yep.
I usually tell them after I done it. I was like, hey, guess what I did last week? And then I tell them, and they're like, what? You did that? It's like, yep, it already happened. So you can't tell me. So
Yeah, exactly. Look at me, I'm still alive.
yeah,
I'm
I'm still
still
alive.
alive.
I'm still here. I mean, the many times the things I've done by myself, not because it's on purpose. Like I know my threshold of safety and what is reckless versus careless and all that kind of thing. There have been many times where I'm just like, I should not have done that, but it did, and I'm still here. So, well, not it's not like anything super dangerous. Like I remember when I was in Ottawa traveling by myself. At the time, I didn't have a portable charger, so my phone died at night. So I didn't, and I was, and it's good. Thank goodness it was Ottawa. It's the capital, so it's a very small town, and I didn't know. I briefly and also I'm like also very good at directions, so that's like also a good thing too to go home.
It's a really good thing.
Yeah, and so my phone died. I was like, okay. I panicked a little bit. I was like, okay, what do? I don't know what I'm doing. And so I was like, oh, okay, police. And so I went to the police, and it was the first time I saw a police say about. This was like about. So,
Oh yeah.
and then like that too, or missing. So that's one thing. Like they helped me find where is the street. Like I remember what street I lived on too. So that was good. Another time was in Taiwan. Like if I didn't make the last train to go back to my city, I had to stay the night. But thankfully, I made the last train to go back in like 2 minutes to spare before I left. And I was also by myself too. Most of the incidents have been by myself. And then also like Europe, when I got sick, I was by myself too over there. And then I stayed by myself while being sick, taking care of myself being sick. Yeah. There were just so many times where I was like, come on, Tina, like, but I'm still here.
Yeah,
So
that's what matters.
that's what I say to myself too. And so
Yeah. So when you're saying stuff to yourself or to other people on your podcast, what's your podcast? Or what is your podcast? What's your podcast about?
my podcast is called The Courageous Inner Beast. And that's pretty much our mission is to share women's story, period.
Cool.
It's just of like sharing that because our stories aren't being told as often or heard. So I just want my platform to have that story. People can come in, and it's all types of stories. Just like there were some stories I talked about, like domestic violence, homelessness, eating disorder, just like and divorce, and there's so much more. Like also battling cancer and surviving from that. So there's just a lot of stories that just having the space for women to share it. And it's on all platforms like Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and all that kind of thing. So pretty much it's just platform to listen.
And telling people that it's okay to go travel places by yourself, letting
Oh
other
yeah.
women know it's cool to do it. Like I'm doing it. I don't know if everyone's on the same level as you, but you're doing it. So I mean, why can't they?
And I'm also a very petite woman too. So it's like even if you're petite and small, like you have that like fire in you,
Yeah.
tell everyone to like get out of the way, let me do my thing, and
Yeah.
so yeah.
People can pick up on that.
Yes.
And yeah.
I innately like I gravitated outside. Like my aura, I'm like,
Yeah.
do not mess with me. Like I have the resting bitch face all the
Me
time.
too. And it's
Yeah,
like,
and-
just
Yeah. I purposely walk around not smiling if I'm by myself. But I mean, I'm trying to loosen that up too a bit because I want, in some extent, not to be like that face all the time.
yeah. Yeah. You find the right time for it.
Yes.
So people can check out your podcast. And what about you? Where can they check you out? As far as like, social media, where you can know that, even if she's not posting all the time, there's a reason for it. It's okay. It is a good reason too. But where can they find that, or website or something?
So all my social medias and my website is on the same handle, which is Tina, TINAO, my middle name, my middle initial, and then my last name is HOANG.com. And that's on my Instagram, my website, Facebook, I believe. And so, yeah, everyone can find me there and connect with me how much they want. And yeah, just get to know each other.
Excellent. And like we got to today, and I'm happy we did. I'm happy, not knowing where we were going to go, not knowing what we are going to talk about, where we're going, but I'm glad we got to talk about what we got to talk about. And I hope that everyone else gets to learn something from that, from what your existence is. And so, thank you so much for being on, Tina. And stay in touch. And we'll hopefully talk soon again. All right.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it a lot.
You're welcome. Yeah. Have a good day. All right. That is Tina Hoang. So, hit her up. Hit her up. Fine. Listen to her show. She's got stories. We were talking stories. You know what? You don't have to be afraid. You can go out. You can go on your own. Go have dinner alone. Start there. Go out and have dinner alone. Having dinner alone is awesome. Go to a fucking sit-down restaurant and have dinner by yourself. It's not. There's some stigma of, oh, it's so sad you're going there to eat alone. No, fuck that, dude. It's cool. It's cool. You can just chill and you can enjoy shit and you can do whatever you want. So you guys, thanks so much for listening here on the Quantum Global Broadcasting Network, QGBN. And you can leave a message, 503-974-6420. I'll play it on the air. Or if you're not into leaving messages, maybe maybe not that. Maybe you're not gonna leave a message. Maybe it's
Messages? We don't leave no stinking messages!
but I do. So you guys, thank you for listening. Thank our sponsors. Fred Ben Savage as fuck. Jeez. Stoneries Productions, Hardcore Entertainment, Hypnosis is Great, Sock'emUp.org. And that is the show. Man. You guys watch Pee Wee Herman. Boom.
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.
Ernest! 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 Yes, Pee Wee.
You brought the snacks, right?